Right. Palantir stock is soaring, and if you find yourself being interested in Palantir because it's one of the hottest AI stocks in the market today, here are a few things that you need to know about Palantir stock before making your investment decision. Or at the very least, these are things you should know about Palantir stock, and you should build on this to add more to your decision-making criteria, evaluating Palantir stock as an investment. So let's take a look at some of the things that are critical to know.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
So one of the bigger things about Palantir in recent quarters is that revenue growth is accelerating. Or in other words, the second derivative, the rate of increase is increasing, which is a very positive thing when you're evaluating an investment. Not only is it growing, but that rate of growth is increasing. That's a great indicator of future success. Palantir's rate of growth accelerated to 30%, even exceeding the high end of Palantir's forecast by roughly 4.5 percentage points. So that's something that investors should look into when they're evaluating Palantir stock. Look at the rates of growth and the rates of increase, especially as the company is accelerating profitability on the bottom line as well. Now, because of this increasing revenue growth rate, Palantir has updated and increased the forecast for the full year, now reporting guidance of midpoint at $2.81 billion in revenue for the full year in 2024. Of course, with just one quarter remaining to report for Palantir, that would represent a 26% year-over-year growth rate for the company. Also, it's expanding its adjusted operating margin to 38%, highlighting its strong unit economics. And I've been talking about this for a few years now with Palantir. They've done an excellent job while revenue is accelerating in keeping costs under control. Many businesses, when they go on these plans to invigorate revenue growth, they'll spend a lot of money to try and get that revenue increasing. They'll hire more people, they'll spend more on advertising and incentives and promotions, they'll spend more on product development, and that will increase usually revenue. But at the cost of the bottom line, the spending will be more than offsetting the increase in revenue. Palantir's not doing that. Palantir is spending a little bit more on technical talent to support their growth, but for the most part, they're keeping costs under control while revenue growth is accelerating. That's been truly impressive for Palantir, and that's partly what's driving the increase in stock price. As you'll notice, investors have been more picky about investments in 2024. It's not like 2020 and 2021 where any company that was demonstrating revenue growth was getting the full support of the investor community. Starting in 2023, when interest rates and the cost of capital increased, investors were more selective in the growth stocks they evaluated. They wanted growth companies that had solid unit economics, growth companies that are demonstrating improvements in profitability. And many of those lower quality growth companies that were reporting revenue growth, but still losing money on the bottom line without much improvement, were getting off to the side. And you've seen many of these companies fall 90-95% off their highs and remained low for the duration of 2024. And I don't think those companies are going to recover anytime soon because the cost of capital is going up now, and it's not the environment where interest rates are at zero and investors are looking at growth at all costs. That's not the case anymore. That's what separates Palantir from other growth stocks. And that's true even if you check their cash flow from operations at $420 million and adjusted cash flow at $435 million. That represented cash flow from operations to sales margins of 58%. That's an incredibly strong number. That's one of the best numbers you'll see from any company, not just a growth company, but from any company. This is one of the best numbers you'll see, a CFO to sales number of 58%. So Palantir stock price, some have speculated that it's become a meme stock and that's why the price is up as much as it is. And I've been saying that's not the case. Palantir has supported its price increases with performance increases, fundamental improvements in the business on revenue, on profit, on cash flow. Now, I have not had Palantir stock rated as a buy because of the valuation I felt is expensive, but it's not near the levels of like a meme stock type of overvaluation that you see from some other areas like GameStop or AMC. Those are more in the meme stock category where the valuations don't justify the company's revenue and profit and cash flow. The valuations are based on other factors, not related to the company's revenue, profit, and cash flow. Whereas with Palantir, the improvements in the stock price have been related to the company's improvement in revenue, profit, and cash flow. The company's third quarter trailing 12-month revenue from the top 20 customers increased by 12%. And you always like to see this when a company is increasing the amount of spending coming from their top 20 customers. That demonstrates that its most valued, the customers that are spending the most with the company, the companies that are utilizing the full suite of Palantir services, not looking for discount options, looking for everything Palantir has to offer, the top spenders, they're spending even more. So that demonstrates that they feel that they're getting a good value with Palantir. Otherwise, they wouldn't come back for more. They would say, you know what, now that we've seen what we're getting for our money, we want to decrease. That's not what they're doing. They're increasing. And so that's another positive data point there. All right, then when you look at the biggest opportunity in front of Palantir, which is with not commercials, but commercial enterprises, businesses, not governments. Governments are a great category for Palantir, but the upside is limited because there are only so many government institutions in the world. That's much more limited than the amount of enterprises in the world and the amount of spending power in enterprises. That's a much bigger opportunity. That's an area that I've been impressed with Palantir lately. And in the latest quarter, they booked $612 million in contract value in this category, which represented 52% growth from the previous year and 62% growth from the previous quarter. Their U.S. commercial business category continues to see unprecedented demand, with AIP bootcamps driving both new customer conversions and existing customer expansions, a solid 1-2 punch. Not only are they getting new customers, but they're also getting more spending from existing customers. So they're doing it all here for investors. So understandably, the stock price is up because of the fundamental improvements in the business. Still, Palantir is getting on the pricey side on valuation. So it's an investment that investors should be more careful, do a little more due diligence when you're dealing with a company that's trading at a super premium valuation, a forward price to earnings of over 100. It requires more diligence to make sure that you're getting the value that you're paying for when you're buying something that's so expensive. But at the very least, these are things that investors should know about Palantir stock. I have dozens and dozens of videos on Palantir stock on my channel. I encourage you to watch more videos before making an investment decision about Palantir stock. Hey everyone, I'm excited to announce that my book is finally available for sale. I've been working on it for more than a year now, so I'm really excited to finally share this with you now. It goes through my framework for evaluating stocks. Some of you often ask why I like this stock or why I like the other stock, and this framework provides you the things that I look at when I'm evaluating stocks. I've added the link in the description below.